Keeping your diet in check is already hard enough when you're at home and have control over everything. But when you start traveling, it can be way more difficult. Like right now, I'm in Japan, but I want to show you that there's almost always good, low calorie, high protein options you can get no matter where you go. Like I just got back from the 7-Eleven here in Japan with lots of food options I'm going to share with you to show you what you can get to help maintain a lean physique, whether you're traveling here to Japan or maybe perhaps you even live here. And one of the first things to do if you're going out of country somewhere that speaks a different language is to learn what the different things on labels look like protein, fats, carbs. I know what protein looks like in Japanese, in Chinese, in French, and German, a lot of places that I go to because I travel for a living. And so I know when I'm looking at labels how much protein something has, and pretty much everything is always labeled with kilocalories as well, so it's easy to figure that out. So my first go-to here are these salads. Now this is a chicken, egg, broccoli, and soy sauce based dressing. Now this thing isn't very big, but it's also 185 calories and a whole 22.5 grams of protein. So that's a better split than a protein bar. I typically get 2 of these for a meal, so then I'm sitting at only 370 calories for a nice little salad and 45 grams of protein. So right there, getting a big chunk out of my protein I want to hit for the day. I shoot for 1 gram per pound of body weight, so around 185 for me right now. And you know, that's close to a quarter of it right there. And there are all kinds of other versions of salads too, but this is the favorite one that I've had. Some of them have mayonnaise and other things, so be aware those will make calories more, but still, it's a salad with not a whole lot of ingredients, so you can't really go wrong there. Next up, I'm always getting lots of extra protein bars no matter where I go. These are some of my favorite ones here. Looks like this. There's like chocolate and vanilla type ones. These are about between like 180 and 190 calories depending on which one you get, and like 17 to 18 grams of protein. So near a typical protein bar, these ones are more crunchy, kind of like a Rice Krispie, yeah, type of texture. And so I get those to keep in my bag. Also, I like these, and I typically put these in the fridge. These ones don't have as good of a macro split. It's 100 or pretty much 200 calories, but only 10 grams of protein. So these are more like a dessert for me after I have a meal. Put them in the fridge. I like them when they're cold. It's pretty good. They're like wafers with cream in the middle. And when it comes to protein bars, always pack some with you when you go somewhere. So if you're hungry, you need a snack, there's protein bars. I've got all these pure protein ones. I ordered some new Harder Than Last Time bars, but they didn't come in time. The shipping got delayed, so I don't have those, but Quest, Cookie, those are pretty good. But whatever kind of protein bars you like, throw a pack of those in your bag, or 2 packs depending on how long you're gonna be gone. It's always good to have these for a snack. Next up are some yogurts. Now these things are pretty good. Strawberry, blueberry, I like the texture of these. You kind of have to get used to. It's not very thick, like you can literally just drink these, but it's not like it's a great high protein option. These are 120 calories about for each of them and 7.5 grams of protein. So just a good little snack to have there. Something if you just want to eat. And of course, no matter where you go, I've never been somewhere that doesn't have Coke Zero. Now I don't take my pre-workouts with me when I'm on the road, just more stuff to carry, a bunch of powder I'm mixing up. So I'll get sodas, you know, have that as a pre-workout. A little bit of caffeine in it. I get Pepsi Zero some places. Actually here in some 7-Elevens, I've gotten Coke Zero lemon, and those are really good, but the one here didn't have it today. I'm always getting some fruit. They got bananas here. These things are typically pretty good as long as they're ripe. I mean, they're bananas. You can't really get that wrong. And of course, there are also gonna be protein drink options. So we got these here. This one is 20 grams of protein, and it's kind of like a coffee flavor. So a lot of times when I get up in the morning, when I have some protein, I might not be hungry yet, I'll have one of these, and it's kind of like drinking a coffee. Whereas this one's just a chocolate flavor. It's 15 grams of protein. This is 115 calories, and this one is 130 calories. So typical, you know, protein drinks, pretty good. Getting that protein in, lots of good options there. And there's almost always some like rice and meat type of microwavable things. They're pretty fresh. They taste good depending on what you get. I typically try to stay away from the fried stuff and go for not necessarily grilled, but the things that don't look fried. And they all have their calorie amounts on them. They don't have the protein amounts on those things, because it varies, but you can kind of use your imagination with based on how much meat there is and that type of stuff. But I'm not gonna be here that long, so I didn't get one of those full meals, but I still did get a little box of meat right here. So we got different meats on a stick. We got meatballs, chicken thighs, some kind of pork, and this thing's 300 calories here. So, you know, just guessing by looking at that amount of meat, I'd guess there's probably around 30 grams of protein in this thing. Oh, I got it right, 32 grams of protein. What do you know? So some of them do. This one does have the protein on the back, but some of the rice meals don't. But those are the things that I typically eat when I'm in Japan. I go to a 7-Eleven, I get all this type of stuff, put it up in my room in the fridge so I have stuff stored to eat, because a lot of times I'm sleeping during the day, I'm up all night long when everything's closed, then I have these things to eat in my room, and then I might go out and get one meal somewhere, just like I do in most places. I go anywhere in the US, I typically go to a grocery store, get a bunch of food, put it up in my fridge, eat stuff there, and then might go out to one meal a day or something like that with some friends. But it all, just use your brain with what you need to eat. Don't make going on vacation an excuse to just throw everything out the window. There's always good high protein options, because you do all this work to look good, and you want to look good on vacation, so you don't want to just start eating a bunch of junk and then lose your gains on vacation, start losing muscle because you're not eating any protein or anything like that. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about this type of stuff, or if there are any things that you've had in Japan that you like. I mean, there's all kinds of interesting foods. I like to get these little rice circle things too. Sometimes will be like part of my pre-workout that I have, a little bit of extra carbs, depending on how I'm feeling. But just don't make excuses. I hear people say it a lot. Oh, you know, I travel all the time, so it's just hard to eat well. I got lots of videos on fast food places in the US that I eat. There's almost always good options everywhere you go. So just be aware, look for those things, look at the macro splits on stuff, how many calories they have, because calories in, calories out, so it's gonna make you gain, maintain, or lose weight. If you're in a calorie surplus, you're gonna gain weight, deficit, lose weight. You're at maintenance, you're staying how you are, but you still wanna get a good amount of protein so you're not losing muscle. But that's about it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.